Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight here on the 10 o'clock news. I'm Zoe Zandora. We begin with a story that has significant impact on local farmers, ranchers, and ag producers. During his campaign, Donald Trump vowed to rip up trade deals and crack down on what he considered unfair trading practices. The president imposed tariff this week on allies, and he sent a delegation to China as both nations threatened to impose tariffs on each other. Kenneth Craig has the latest from New York.
Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross is in Beijing for talks as the Trump administration works to lower the U.S. trade deficit with China. Ross wants China to fulfill a promise to buy more American farm goods, energy, and other products. President Trump is watching developments closely. He tweeted on Saturday, "The United States must, at long last, be treated fairly on trade." China is not the only target. On Friday, the U.S. imposed tariffs on nearly all imported steel and aluminum from Canada, Mexico, and the European Union.
We have to believe that at some point, common sense will prevail.
Those nations, some of America's closest allies, are planning to retaliate with tariffs of their own, and some U.S. manufacturers are concerned about a trade war.
We're inflicting some needless pain out on our farm families, and that's just not necessary.
American makers of steel and aluminum will get a boost from the tariffs, but it remains to be seen if they stay in effect for long. The president says he's open to negotiating new deals with trading partners. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
The president has also asked the Commerce Department to look into imposing tariffs on imported cars, trucks, and auto parts. And tonight in Flood Watch, some good news. Flood waters are starting to recede. The process of recovering from May's record floods begins in Missoula. County officials will be presenting specific information to help flooded residents to assess damage and start plans for recovery by holding a public meeting at 2 p.m. Sunday afternoon at Hawthorne Elementary School.
We will have primarily government entities available on hand at Hawthorne Elementary School to talk about how they determine whether their septic tank has been impacted, how to begin to get their well back on track, damage assessments that may need to occur to provide individual assistance should that become available through other means.
While the Clark Fork River is expected to drop out of flood stage later Sunday, forecasters say there's a continued threat of high water, especially in low-lying neighborhoods. Beck told reporters Friday there's actually two types of recovery, helping those with damage from rising groundwater and those impacted more by the river.
Folks that live in that Tower Kerwall area are still seeing active flowing water through there, and so we intend to have some conversations with those folks about what their recovery picture looks like, and it may be a little bit longer before they're able to actually start that recovery process because the river's changing every single day, and this flood event certainly has changed that river channel, and there are conversations that we'll need to have with those folks.
From floods and 4-day, we've seen a little clearing. Connor, can you tell me about the past wet couple of days?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a very soggy finish to our week here in Billings. A little sunnier today, and we've got a little bit more of that in the outlook, but we're summing up that rainfall that we saw mostly late Thursday night into early Friday mornings. This really fell in quite a short period of time. Just 0.6 of a mile east-northeast of Hardin, we saw almost 1.5 inches. The big numbers on this page: near Melstone, 2.13 inches, Rygate, 2.28, and Roundup, the big winner, at 3.7 inches. One of the other things to note is just how quickly these numbers can change when we're dealing with severe cells of thunderstorms. Roundup, 6.5 miles west-southwest, was that 3.7 inches, and 3 miles north-northeast, only 2.7 inches, so a full inch of rain difference in just a little over 9 miles difference. So when we're dealing with severe storms, we can have that vast difference. Now, like I said, a little dry for us in the outlook for Billings, and I've got that forecast in just a little bit.
Thank you, Connor. Heading to the west of the state, a 17-year-old girl was killed and another injured after a Lake County Sheriff's deputy T-boned their car on the highway south of Ronan. The deputy also received minor injuries. The deputy was responding to an emergency weapons call in St. Ignatius at around 4:50 in the morning. The two civilians were driving a yellow Jeep Wrangler and pulled over to the side of the road, and at the last minute decided to do a U-turn right in front of the deputy, resulting in a high-speed collision. Both were ejected. Trooper Jeremy Lee with the Montana Highway State Patrol says they weren't wearing seatbelts.
Both occupants in the Jeep were totally ejected because they were not wearing their seatbelts. Had they been wearing their seatbelts, they probably would have walked away from the crash.
And the survivor was taken to the hospital and is recovering in stable condition. The U.S. Fish Wildlife Service and Montana Fish Wildlife are seeking information about the shooting death of a subadult male grizzly bear that was found dead in the Kootenai National Forest just north of Libby. Wildlife officials retrieved the carcass on Sunday, May 28th, and investigators believe the grizzly bear was killed along the road on the evening of May 20th. The USFWS and FWP are asking for anyone with possible information on this case to please call 329-3000 or 1-800-TIMP-MONT. Callers can remain anonymous. Well, art, music, and celebration were part of life for PB Moss and his family starting in the early 1900s. The 30th annual Spring Fest brought all that to the Moss Mansion. Spring Fest is one of the fundraisers to help preserve the Moss Mansion. Musicians and performers put on 3 shows at the same time, the day filled with artists and vendors on the mansion's grounds. And while the Mosses hosted celebrations indoors, Spring Fest is the type of party the family can enjoy outside, especially on a day like today.
What we love about this event is that it's very much in keeping with what the Moss family enjoyed. They were artists. Maddie Moss was an artist. They did little performances in the house. So the Moss Mansion is a great space to celebrate all of that, all enclosed in our juniper bushes. It's a beautiful space, and it's something I think the family would have really appreciated. It's just entertainment and really that feeling of community, which the Moss family was very much in support of. Melville Moss played several different instruments. Maddie Moss was a painter, so this is the kind of thing that they would have really gotten behind. This is like the best block party in town, and it's because the Billings community is all here supporting it.
Lots of fun here today in Billings. Another event held at Zoo Montana for a chance to go back to Old England. Montana Renaissance Festival draws Renfest fans from all over the country. It's a chance to go back to the 16th century. The 2-day festival drew 7,000 last year and expected to draw in 8,000 this year visiting the fair. Many come to the fair dressed up in character.
Kenneth the Humble, noted sheep herder. I clean the Queen's pastures. That's my job here. We have 6 weddings this year. These are real weddings. The King and Queen are at your wedding. The royal entourage is at your wedding. This is one of the most fabled of bards across the land, Lord Frostylocks. And say hi to good Kutu.
Hello. Hello, good Kutu.
The whole idea when you come to the Ren Fair is no matter which way you turn,
it's my turn.
There are things to see. There's always something to entertain you. So, and that is one of the reasons we are so successful. There's much to see. There's much rejoicing. It's been a truly wondrous day. We've been blessed with many, many, many patrons today.
Well, hello to you too. And if you were taking advantage of the sunshine like they were, spending time in the yard, maybe pushing a lawnmower or pulling weeds, well, at least you didn't have to pull an entire airplane. But as Dennis Bragg tells us, it's all for a good cause.
Take teams of law enforcement officers, businesses, Special Olympics athletes, and supporters, then toss in a Neptune Aviation air tanker, and you've got the makings of a fun afternoon.
Brian, on your mark, get set, go!
The challenge? Be the team to pull the Neptune jet the fastest. How hard can that be? The course is only 15 feet. It took a firm grip on the tow rope, beefy gloves, also good for high-five protection afterward, and a crowd cheering you on to accomplish this feat with the objective of helping the next law enforcement torch run for Special Olympics.
As hard as the plane pull is with this jet weighing some 45,000 pounds, it could be worse. At least it doesn't have fuel. That would add another 16,000 pounds.
Once you get the plane moving, it gets going, but getting that plane moving is a hard thing.
Some groups got the hang of it quicker than others. At first, the Bikers Against Bullies struggled, but had recruited all the kids by the end of the competition.
I don't even think we moved it. Go grab the bikes.
Others, like Montana Highway Patrol, brought in some extra uniforms down the stretch. At the end, Cascade County detention officers had the best time at just 9 seconds, followed closely by Missoula County Detention and the Missoula Police's Zootown Blue Team.
Each team had to pay $500 for an entry fee. The Muscle Behind the Mission Special Olympics, they came up with $750, so they get the grand prize for raising the most funds. And yeah, it was a great success for the first year.
Yeah, we were really happy we were asked to host it out here. I want to thank all the people that came out today and the teams that participated, and Special Olympics Montana and the Law Enforcement Torch Run for sponsoring it. Really appreciate it.
Anybody have a job pulling planes out here permanently now?
When the tug quits running, we'll hire some of them.
In Missoula, Dennis Bragg, MTN News.
Looks a little heavy out there. Coming up tonight on the 10 o'clock news, cutting-edge science may have solved decade-long case. Terminally ill mom able to see her daughter graduate. And later in sports, points, and more points. What else would you expect from the 6 and 8 man All-Star games? Find out now, coming up next.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker weather with Connor Pregetzer, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.